everybody, it's your girl Assataamani, and we are back for yet another YouTube video. Now this video will be in partnership with 𝐬𝐻𝐵. They're a telehealth company that you guys know that I've been using for the past not one, not two, but 3 years. And I've lost so much weight on my GLP-1. I use Tirzepatide and I have been off and on it. And one of my previous videos that is doing so well, you guys are sharing your stories. I did mention that I had quit Tirzepatide and basically I was getting back on the ball. So I want to kind of make this video a little chit chat, get ready with me, basically explaining the things that I have learned since being off of it, what happened when I was off of it, but also my experiences as a Black mom being on Tirzepatide and why I chose to go back to Tirzepatide, but also how this journey is going this time around. With that being said, if any of this interests you, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned. This will not be a informed makeup tutorial or anything like that, so I'm not going to be actually talking about the products that I'm using. This will be about my Tirzepatide experience in having PCOS. If you guys did not know, I was diagnosed with PCOS around 14 years old when I was still in high school because the back of my neck was super dark and I was growing a little bit of hair under my chin and above my lip. And if you guys did not know, I do have the insulin resistant version of PCOS, which makes it extremely easy for me to gain weight, but super hard for me to actually lose weight, control my insulin levels, all that good stuff. I was diagnosed at 14, and a couple of years ago, I started working with this telehealth company called 𝐬𝐻𝐵. Now, I had already tried my hardest to be able to have access to a GLP-1, and my insurance was just not covering it for what I needed it for, which was PCOS at the time. Obviously was not covering it. So I personally did not have access. I didn't have diabetes, but if you guys know anything about PCOS, then you already know it is falling along the same categories as being pre-diabetic. And I was 100, I remember it like the back of my hand because I was the same exact weight I was when I gave birth to my daughter. I was 196 pounds, I'm 5'3". And it just was too much. I had did the keto thing. I lost about 30, 35 pounds on keto, maybe even 40 pounds on keto. Obviously, it just was not sustainable for me. I'm sorry, but it just was not sustainable. I had to constantly make sure that I was doing the footwork as far as the science behind keto, and it just was not working for me. So I was 196 pounds. I got down to 166 pounds, basically 165, 166 pounds on Tirzepatide the first go round. Then I started basically maintaining about 170 to 175 pounds. Then life just started lifing. I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. Like, I would take my maintenance dosage. I was messing up on how much I actually needed in my body to lose a little bit more weight. It was just, life was just lifing, okay? So I just could not stay consistent on my shot as much as I wanted to. I tried my hardest, but obviously wasn't trying hard enough because I got up to 185-ish pounds when I had made the video about restarting my Tirzepatide. I was about 184, 185. When I did stop taking the GLP-1, y'all, first, I want to say 3 weeks, I really didn't have food noise. I didn't. First 3 weeks to a month, I did not have food noise that bad. I obviously was hungry, but it wasn't super bad. But after that, it was constant. Like, I just needed to grub. And this is also during winter time when I personally go through seasonal depression. Mental health is something that's extremely big for me. It's something I'm very open about. I am diagnosed with the mental health disorder as well as PCOS. So that means that I have to stay on medicines for the rest of my life in order to feel stable enough to even be able to not be depressed, or stable enough to not be super, manic and going through things like that. But when I did stop it, I was, going through a slight depression when I stopped it, and wasn't taking my shot every single week like I was supposed to in the amount that I was supposed to. So when I made that video, I was 185 pounds because I know you guys are really big on numbers. Y'all want to know how much weight did you lose, I'm getting there. So I was literally 184, 185. Well, along these past 2 months or the month after that, I pretty much was on a starter dose, so I didn't really lose that much weight, and I still wasn't as consistent I was supposed to be, meaning tracking my calories or meal prepping or choosing the right foods. And y'all, the depression really just took over after that video, and I ended up gaining another 10 pounds. I ended up being 194 pounds like a little bit over a month ago. So after that video stopped, and I pride myself on being transparent as much as possible. I can sit here and be like, oh, well, I lost this. No, I'm gonna be honest. I actually started to gain weight because I still had the same exact habits that I had, and I still wasn't being as consistent. Well, y'all, something shifted in me, something changed in me, something, and I call it a gift, okay, from God. Something shifted in me, something changed in me, and I got extremely serious about my journey for myself, to better myself. And the thing that I started doing was actually taking the recommended dose from my provider. I talked to my provider and I started taking the recommended dose every single week. I started to also make healthier food choices. I started to uptake my water, uptake my protein. And do y'all not know that weight fell off of me in literally 2 weeks? I lost 10 to 14 pounds. I say 10 to 14, so an average of about 12 pounds in 2 weeks just by doing that. I started to become very, very, very intentional. And that's why I make these videos, because I want you guys to know that as a person, as a Black woman with PCOS, it's like the doctors, a lot of doctors, they don't care. They're going to prescribe you or try to prescribe you birth control. And it just wasn't doing nothing for me. I felt like I had to guess on every single thing that I was doing in my life. And I've gotten to the point where I have figured out my body and I'm super confident in what I'm doing and it's working. So I'm currently 183 pounds as of today. So from my highest weight period over the past couple of months, I've lost about a good 10, 12 pounds. And I feel good about it. I'm going to stay consistent because I'm having you guys hold me accountable, but also I'm holding myself accountable. I'm not relying on motivation no more, because motivation comes one day and goes the next day. So I'm taking the guesswork out of it by doing the things that I'm doing now and listening to what I was saying in my old videos, and everything that I was saying was true, y'all. Like, literally every single thing, uptaking the water, counting the calories, because we are eating more than we need to. And the best thing about being on a GLP-1 is not only the benefits that you get, like the anti-inflammatory benefits, the heart health benefits, all that good stuff. It's also just the simple fact that you don't really get that hungry. Like, you get full mad quick, like really, really quick, you'll get full. So it's like eating a caloric deficit is so much more easier. And that's why I love Tirzepatide. I love all the benefits, but the main benefit that I love is that on my fitness and health journey, I'm not that hungry after the gym. I eat my protein, I eat my meal prep, and I'm good. And I drink my water. And I'm not battling that hunger ping that I would get usually when I was doing heavy weightlifting and walking on incline. Like, I don't really get that hungry, and that's why I love it. At this point, I'm done with the guessing of, how many calories am I eating? No, I'm tracking every single thing, or attempting to track every single thing that I put into my body. I'm being more mindful. I'm not just looking at me physically either. I'm looking at my mental health. How is my mental health doing? Because mental health is something that's really big for me. And I don't know why people don't want to talk about it, but we literally have to talk about it now that I'm thinking about this. And this may be a little controversial, but I personally think that when it comes down to PCOS, and as a woman with PCOS, period, people don't really take us into consideration when they make like their meal plans, when they make their what to do in the gym, we just kind of get left in the dust, and a lot of trainers, they do prey off of women with PCOS because they know, like, it is much harder for us to lose weight. And some people don't. There are trainers out there, like online trainers and fitness enthusiasts, who don't prey on the fact that, you know, we are struggling and it is going to take us a little bit longer. But for those who do, I just feel like we as a PCOS community, as a sisterhood, you know, we need to start talking about it, because of the fact that some of these people are not qualified. Most of these people don't even have PCOS to be telling you what you should be doing with PCOS, or they don't do the research on PCOS. And there's even doctors who are not doing the research on PCOS, because it's just, it during the time that I was diagnosed anyway, there was no information on it really. It was just, okay, it's a syndrome that's characterized by this, that, and a third. And now fast forward, all these women are coming out like, I was diagnosed with PCOS as well. It's hard for me to get pregnant. It's hard for me to lose weight. I have a lower belly pooch. Like, all the cortisol in my body is acting up. I'm inflamed constantly. No, my mood is off. My mental health is going through it. And I'm so happy that in 2026, we are actually starting to come out and talk about these shifts and these changes in our bodies and how it impacts us on a day-to-day basis. Like, I'm so happy to be a part of this sisterhood at the end of the day, because yes, it is hard. It is not the best news in the world. I get it. But if I can help somebody, because I've been dealing with this since I was 14 and I'm 30 now, if I can help somebody, and even if you don't choose to take a shot, a GLP-1, I highly recommend it. I'm going to stay on it for as long as I possibly humanly can, because I know what life is like without it, you know. But if you don't want to do it, that's perfectly fine. I'm still going to be here for you. I'm still going to help you out. And I will never, ever, ever push something that I did not believe in on my channels personally. I know some people may, but I don't. I see the results. I see how my mental health has shifted. I see how my body has shifted. I see how I'm more inclined to be like, you know what? I'm seeing results. Let me keep up with this, you know? Because of the fact, like, I'm not overeating and I'm choosing the right foods for my body. And don't get me wrong, like, I still eat takeout here and there, but honestly, y'all, throughout the week, the actual weekday, like Monday through Friday, it's meal prep time. It's eating as healthy as possible. It's drinking that water. And then maybe I'll give myself the grace, you know, not to reward myself, but just because if I'm craving something, I don't believe in not eating it. You know, you already got used to it. You already spent the past 30 years. Well, I was a baby, but you already spent the past 30 years eating a certain type of way. You're not just going to shift overnight. And that's what I love about a GLP-1, because when I do have a dessert or I do have takeout, I'm not overly indulging in these things. And that's just the beauty of it. At the end of the day, like, I'll literally would eat like a quarter of my food or half of my food and save the rest for later. Or just honestly, a lot of the times I'll just throw it away. Or I'll give it to my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll split it with somebody in the household. So I'm just at this point where I want the best for every girl out there with PCOS, because I know that it is tough. I know it's hard. I know, baby. I know it's hard. It's tough, but we got this. You got this. There's so many more tools and education out there to where you are not alone. You see you're not alone. And if I can be your big sister or auntie or, you know, little sister, or just a motivator for you, I will do that. I literally will do that. If that's what I'm known for, when my day comes, that's fine with me, you know? So also I wanted to just say, like, when I did stop the Tirzepatide, I started to get those feelings of inadequacy again, which I was having when I was starting to, you know, go through my binge eating or go through my depression or go through being bigger and being out of shape. Like, I started to get some of those feelings back, but I did something about it immediately. And I think at the end of the day, that's the best that I can do. You know what I'm saying? It's just get back on the ball. And I'm glad that I'm getting back on the ball. I see that I'm less inflamed in my face. My face has slimmed down tremendously. My body, I'm going to show you guys, my body has slimmed down tremendously as well. I'm getting back into the gym. I'm weightlifting. I'm doing my best to stay as active as possible. I'm also moving. So, you know, I have to stay active because them boxes, they be heavy. But yes, I have to start packing up very, very soon. I really just wanted to make this video to let you guys know, you know, how it was when I stopped being on a GLP-1 versus now, like how it's going for me. And I can't see myself being off of it. I feel like a part of me may have forgotten, you know, like this is a syndrome. This is something that I will have for the rest of my life, and I have to manage it, you know? So it's good to be back on the ball. It's good to be back doing the things I know I have to do in order to feel better about myself, but also help my body not only look better, but help my body internally. So I am now completely done with my makeup. This is just going to be some slight makeup for today, and I'm so glad that you guys watched this video. If you made it to the end, please make sure to leave a like on this video. Check out Valhalla Vitality and use my code if you decide to sign up for Valhalla. It is Asada, and it is going to be $50 off now. So with that being said, I will catch you guys back here next time. I'm going to be doing, hopefully, I know I'm moving right now, but the goal is to upload every single day. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys back here tomorrow.
I don't know what you've done to me.